What's happening? Are you good? I'm tripping. I've been sipping Mountain Dew. I did have my breakfast. I just finished my breakfast like 10 minutes ago. Y'all already know. Quaker oatmeal packet with Vietnamese cinnamon. Today we're going to be doing our palette roundup for November. Y'all, can y'all believe it's December already? Man, I only have one my ring light. I'm thinking it looks good. My dye bags aren't. Hey, Skinny Queen. I do have some good news depending on who shows up later. So I'm going to do the intro, give YouTube time to notify people because people always tell me they don't get notified. And I don't know. So hello and welcome. My name is Dion. I call this the crazy troll nation of YouTube. The crazy. Why do I call it that? The crazy concept. Knowing it's okay to be your authentic self in a world where people will tell you who and how you should be. The troll part is not caring too much. Excuse me. Did I just have my booty in y'all face? I am so sorry. I was with my lotion. I'm so sorry. It just be everywhere. It's just wide. Hey, Alexandria. The troll part, that was crazy. Hopefully I really didn't. The troll part is not caring too much for the beauty community standards. You set the standard for yourself. Try not to feel like you need to use a certain brand, a certain tool, or a certain technique because that's what they're telling you in whatever video that you're watching. Wear whatever you want to with whatever tools, with whatever techniques to get your makeup on in a way that you are satisfied with it. Here at the Crazy Troll Nation, we believe in self-acceptance and self-love, embracing our natural features, enhancing them if you want to, when you want to, but never feeling like you have to. Love yourself for who you are and for how you look, even when you're not wearing face paint, because we are freaking adorable. Yeah, so I only used 11 palettes last month. I do count the Esom as one. I mean, actually, I do count the Esom as two palettes, even though I use them together. So I think next year maybe I'll count them as one because I do tend to use them. Well, no, I'm going to still count them as two because there might be a day where... Why is that looking like that? Because there might come a day where... What? Where I may just use one and not the other. I'm looking at the side of this. Y'all see this? That's what I was looking at. Because this side is black. These are black. So something scraped it. That's what I was just looking at. And it's the top part. That's what I was just looking at. Like, what happened? This right here. Hey, Tanya. Almost everybody that usually comes. So, two things about me. I curse sometimes because I curse sometimes. And there's an organism in my throat that randomly hiccups, gurgles, and belches. I try to be aware of it to say excuse me, and sometimes I am, and sometimes really not. So I meant to ask in the members live last night, like, what are we going to name this organism thing? I forgot to ask. Or did I? I don't know. But we need to have a name for that, or just not, because I was like, the organism that lives in my throat. So I used to do this all the time, and then somewhere along the line I stopped. So these are, I need some lip oil. City Beauty Plumping Lip Oil, of course. I posted my other FedEx delivery that came yesterday on Instagram. They did reply to my previous one saying if I needed help with Bruce. Bruce. So there's a man lives in my throat. Okay. That can go so many different ways. Like, it's a man living in my throat. Like, why is he in there? That might be an OnlyFans thing. I don't know. Y'all know my mind goes places, but I am going to write it down on the list where I have the palettes that I use. All right, so Janice says Bruce. I kind of like it though, because it's like Bruce. Like it does sound like who the hell is that? And I don't know anybody named Bruce, so that works out. Um, so there's an organism named Bruce that lives in my throat that randomly hiccups, gurgles, and belches. He wasn't given enough attention as a child, and so now he still, even as an adult, continues to act out and make noises to get attention. That fits perfectly. Thank you, Janet. Um, I forgot what I was going to say before that. Or was that it? Oh, I was going to show y'all the palette, y'all. I'll be lit in like 10 minutes when some more that Mountain Dew kicks in. Troll number 2 is on Netflix. And so I did rewatch the first one. That was on Tubi, I believe. No, that's on Netflix too. So they re-aired the first one. It's just called Troll. And then there's Troll 2. Hey, Eden. And so I did watch that yesterday. I'm going to watch it again. There were only 2 scenes where it's like, yeah, that wouldn't have happened. But then we're talking about a movie with trolls, which are not real creatures anyway. I don't know, because some people believe in vampires and Santa Claus. So, hey, Michelle. So these are the 11 palettes that I used in November. Y'all, I'm still struggling to say December, because I'm just like, where did November go? Eden, I have some good news for you. Y'all, I had 4 entries for my giveaway. Only 4. 3 were for Xenon and 1 was for Retro Glam. So Eden, you did win Retro Glam. So what I need you to do is either DM me on Instagram or email me. My email is in the description box under all videos and live streams, or message me on Blue Sky. And so as soon as I have that information from you, it's already packaged up. So I showed y'all how it was. Skinny Queen is giving you high fives and claps. You're welcome. And you already saw how it's going to come. It's going to come to you the way they sent it to me. And they do package very well. And so, yeah. So that'll be coming out to you. I did go out today to mail Grace's package and Sylvia's package. Came home and went back to sleep. And my alarm woke me. I think I reset it for 7 to get up. And as soon as I got up, I saw that Grace was live. So I jumped in on there real quick. Who said, what are we doing tonight? We're doing our roundup for last month. And so we're going to go ahead and get started. And I had forgot, because I was thinking about that today, like, K-Lock. I was thinking today, like, do I even remember where she lives? So that means I'm going to have to go to the post office to do the forms, because I do USPS online, and that's how I print out my labels and all of that. Oh no, I didn't see the hat on my head. That was so cute before when you did that. So tomorrow I will get up. One of my wake ups, I will just get up and go to the post office and see. But I do want you to have it. And I have shipped prizes overseas before, and so I do kind of know it's going to be expensive. I just hope. Well, I don't know, because you guys don't have tariffs on your end, right? So there shouldn't be anything extra for you to pay. But I know for us here in the United States, when we receive something from overseas, we have to end up paying whatever the delivery company is. And of course, they just tack on astronomical rates. But I don't think that'll happen on your end. But yeah, but send me your information, and I will go to the post office tomorrow. No customs, okay. Yeah. When I did my 1K giveaway, it was a scavenger hunt, and it was a lot of stuff. It was 3 winners, and it's happened that all 3 were international. I spent over $200. I spent over $200, like $240 something dollars. But that weekend I had worked down at the Playhouse, and I think I made like $250 or $260. And so I timed it that way where whatever I make, I won't come out of my pocket from stuff I already had. And so I made like $250, $260. Went to the post office, paid like $240 something to ship those 3 packages off. I was like, damn, like that was insane. And one of them boomeranged back to me. It wasn't deliverable or whatever. But anyway, so yes, you have. It's over there on my desk with a sticky with your name on it. So you have one, the Natasha Denona Eden palette. No, what I say? The Natasha Denona Retro Glam palette. And I will announce who won the other one when that person comes in. So I don't have these in any particular order. I am excited about the other winner too. And when y'all hear who it is, y'all gonna be like, "Oh my gosh, that is so sweet." The random generator picked for Xenon. It was only one entry for Retro Glam, so that was an easy one. I didn't have to use random generator for that. You'll mess with your IG, okay? And I'll see that after I get off the live because I'm on my phone for the live. So these are in no kind of order. I'm trying to put them in an order, which it doesn't matter. These two I'm gonna do last because those are, I believe, the last two. Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you, Locke. She sent me a Sunday. Ooh, thank you. Did I miss Janessa? Did Janessa come in? Y'all saying hi to Janessa. Where's she at? She hiding from me. Excuse me. I do not see Janessa. Are y'all saying hi to her? Or like what? I'm confused as usual. Thank you for the hearts. I think those might be for you, Eden. You already had Xenon, but not Retro Glam. Yeah, that's what you had wrote. No, you were speculating it was her. Oh, because then Grace said, "Hey, Janessa." So I was like, "Is she here?" Oh. So they're in no particular order. I'm still sleepy, y'all, because I got up and I went to UPS, but the UPS store, they don't control the drivers. The drivers come from somewhere else, so they gave me a number for corporate. Thank you for the happy faces. So they gave me the phone number to corporate to call, and I just need to be in the mood to call. And hey, wonderful Joe. And I'm thinking I need to call like daytime hours here, so I'll get English first language person. So I usually do most of my business overnight, like after midnight, and then it'll be somewhere else. Thank you, Skinny Queen. It'll be someone in another country, and so that can be frustrating sometimes because if their accent is strong. This one person, I said, I don't mean to be rude, but can you connect me with someone whose English is their first language? And they didn't even say anything. They just clicked me over, and I was like, oh shit. I just could not understand at all like what they were saying. But beautiful Joe. Skinny Queen. Michelle's telling you join the membership. $2.99 a month. You can cancel at any time. Beautiful Joe. You have won the Natasha Denona Xenon palette. There were 3 entries for Xenon, and the random generator chose you. And so I am so excited. So either DM me on Instagram or email me. My email is in the description box. Or email me or message me on Blue Sky with your full name, your address, and I will send that out to you. And so, yes, and Eden won the Retro Glam. And that one was easy because she was the only entry for that palette. I'll be telling y'all, my giveaways be so freaking weird. But I am really excited that it chose you, Joe, because you are such a beautiful person. Hey, Janessa. Oh, my goodness, Skinny Queen Joy. Thank you, Skinny Queen. Thank you. So, yeah, I'm so excited about that. And I remember showing y'all how it came to me packaged and how I did a quick open check. The quality check was like, okay, everything's intact, and then just closed it right back up. I kind of just was like, okay. And so I packaged it back up the way they sent it to me. So that's how it's going to come to y'all. So I am excited. I am excited. I did it now, leave me alone. So now also Skinny Queen, you're welcome. Thank you, Joe. Thank you for being part of the Crazy Troll Nation. So now, Skinny Queen, you have access to all the member exclusive content that we've already did. So if you get bored, or it's a day when I don't have an upload, you can always go back and watch that other stuff. And so, and you can make a request at any time if you something particular you want me to see. Hey, Janessa. Did I say hi to Janessa already? I'm tripping. I think I did already. Or not, because I was confused, because you're always saying hi to her, and she weren't here. That's fun. I get more movies. Janessa, hey y'all, I'm chatting from my couch. This holiday extravaganza warming out. Thank you, Janessa, for taking us with you. Like, it was really cool to see you like in your element doing your thing. Um, yeah, that was really cool. Yeah, 3 kids spamming emojis. It says Michelle. Okay, so what we have used. This was new to me that did I purchase this one? Yeah, I did. I purchased this one from the Spellcast Beauty site of Notoriously Morbid Lady Shalott. And I had sent a screenshot of the picture to Janessa, and she didn't know why. I texted her and was like, oh, this palette's been calling me. I was really hoping she would talk me out of it, but I didn't tell her that. And so she texted me back, oh, you can make some beautiful looks with that palette. And I'm like, fuck. We used the Nightmare palette from Notoriously Morbid side, and I already showed y'all how I don't know what happened to this piece because how I must have hit it on something. I don't know how, like, I don't know what scraped it or rubbed it or what, because it's in a weird place because it's tucked in. It's under this lip, so it's like I don't know how they did that. But anyway, also we used the Lila palette. Some of the shadows are mixed up in here that I realized after I last used it. And I did put in Macari that some of the shades probably are from Biba. Why didn't anyone tell me I get a pretty little star next to my name? I would have done it a long time ago. That's why some people you see the stars next to their name, and it changes colors depending on how long you've been a member. And so yours is blue now, like in a month or something, it'll turn to a different color. Yeah, you do. And you have access to the emojis. We use the Xenon palette, which has some retro glam shades in there. We use Cousin Roberta's Spice Cider from Lethal Cosmetics. We use both of our Esom palettes. This one is number 1 balance and number 2 intensity. I do think they still have that sale, y'all. So if y'all want these two, and a mascara is $139. Balance on its own is $80. Intensity on its own is $120. And I did buy them both for my kit, $200. And then like 3 weeks later, they had the bundle deal. Both of these and a mascara for $139. And I'm just like, oh my God. So I purchased it. And this is how good Esom customer service is. Thank you for the hearts. When I did my review, I said, I purchased both the palettes for my kit. And they were full price, and then 3 weeks later it was a sale with the bundle, and so I got the bundle. And I'm glad I did, number 1 because of the sale, and number 2, I had never would have thought to try that mascara because it's like $24. The mascara came with it. So both of these in the mascara for $139. And so I was saying how if I had known like a sale was coming up or whatever, which we don't know, I said I would have waited. But I am happy to have it for myself and for my kit. Y'all, why did Esom comment to my review saying someone was going to contact me? They credited me $60, which was the difference between the $140 and the $200. So in that sense, it gave me the other 2 I purchased for $140. And I didn't ask for anything. I was just saying, I'm glad to still have them. I'm not upset or anything. And I really wasn't, but they credited me $60. The difference between, I was just like, I wasn't expecting that. Like I didn't want anything. I was just saying because I was really happy to have these for myself and for my kit because these are phenomenal palettes. The formulas are amazing. But yeah, they be on it, y'all. They be on it. So yeah, they stand by their stuff. Even if it's not an issue, they're going to fix it. They sent me 2 of these brushes by mistake. I had ordered 2 more of these. And they sent me 2 of these by mistake. So I messaged them. They were like, oh, okay, just keep them. We'll send you the other ones. And I'm just like, and there was a video a while ago, still talking about Esom. The first time I bought one of these, this is the T03. And I use it for liner, upper lash line. And I only ordered 1. Y'all know when I like a brush, I get more. So I ordered 1. I really liked it. And it was shorter than this. It was thin. It was just like perfect. And so I said, well, let me order like 2 more. And I ordered, I think it was 3 more. because they had a sale. All three were different lengths. They were different widths, and I'm just like these. I've never purchased my brand and the brushes look different. And I still know when I look at them all which one is the first one I got because it's the shortest and the thinnest one out of all the ones. And so I left a review saying I really love the brush so much that I purchased more, but the brushes are different lengths and different widths and fluffier bristles or whatever. But I do love the brush and I do use them all. I use them all. Y'all, why did they message me? They emailed me. They emailed me asking if they could send me some more of these brushes. And I'm just like, they sent me 4. They sent me, so I'm like, and I had just gave some away. So now I'm like, okay, now I have 8 all over again. I don't need 8 of these. But they sent me 4 of these. And what was funny about it, y'all, is that how I said I can tell which one was the first one because it was the thinnest and the shortest with the bristles. The 4 they sent were all exactly the same. So like somebody must have been it's so funny to me. So somebody must have been packaging up my thing and like, okay, this one looks like this one. And this one looks okay, yeah, don't send that one. So I'm just picturing somebody like really just like looking at all these bristles and even looking at these like they're different. This one did stain, but like this one is taller than this one. This one is a little fluffier than this one. So I'm just imagining like somebody just, okay, let's send her, yeah, this one and this one because these look the same. Like that's how I'm envisioning it because they were different. And the 4 they sent me, even though those 4 were exactly the same, it was different than the previous 3 I purchased, which were different from the first one I purchased. So I was just like, oh my gosh. And so I turned on that other light in the back. Yeah, so have no trepidation about buying from Esom. Like, even if it's a good review, they're going to fix something even if it ain't broken. Because I'm like, I love them all. I use them all. No complaints. And they still was like, can we send you? Just like, what? Okay, sure. But if they do have these still for the bundle deal, it's the link in my description box. It is affiliated. But these 2 with the mascara for $139. Not today, though. Tomorrow ends the blackout. The mass blackout. I saw a thumbnail. No, Tabitha Speaks Politics, I think is her channel. I don't watch her much anymore, but there was a oh, thank you. Thank you, my. It was just a post saying that during the blackout, like I think it was like $1.8 billion consumers spent like in the last week or whatever like that. And I'm just like, people just don't understand. And she was saying it's probably the same people, some of the same people who were at the protest march. Hey, Alicia. So they're walking the protest, no kings, but then they're still shopping. And I'm just like, I don't know, I ain't shopping. Plus the nobody started. So, but anyway, so yeah, if that's still on sale tomorrow. Thank you for the Sunday, Skinny Queen. Yeah, and Cousin Roberta Spice Cider that the members helped me name. Did I do that one already? What am I missing? Excuse me. The last Mothership standing. Mothership number 3, Subversive. We still have that one. I'm down to 45 pallets, or was it 44? Janessa sent Happy Poop. I didn't even see it. What did it look like? They got so many different things now. Happy Poop. We use Hi-Fi color from back. What? And you sent another one. It's not showing up over here. Sometimes stuff shows up and then sometimes it doesn't. Yeah, I think it's 44 or 45, but it's going to be 2 more once I turn around my Natasha palettes. It's gold. Oh, I got gold. Thank you. Hey, Haywood. Thank you, Skinny Queen. Y'all are in a gifted mood today. How you doing, Haywood? And the other 2 we used were Dark Side of the Rainbow from the Spellcast Beauty side of Notoriously Morbid. I do have a link for 15% off down below. Dion Loves.PhD. You're going to wait a while. And they took a break for the last week for the holidays, which is weird to me. Not that they took a break, but when people say the holidays, because there's a holiday every month. Think about it. There is a holiday every month. And overseas, holidays like when you go on vacation. So it's just like, And we also use Life and Death. This was by request of Michelle. This is from Notoriously Morbid. So I can say, as of right now, don't slip up tonight. And do what? Slip up and do what, Skinny Queen? Yeah, it's vacation over there. So, and even though I'm from here, in my mind, I'm like, okay, number one is a holiday every friggin' month over here. And then number two, when they say the holidays, they mean like Thanksgiving and Christmas. Whereas you're like where you are overseas, holiday just means like you're going on vacation. So that part, I don't understand. Don't slip up tonight. I don't understand what you're saying. So we're going to start with Eason because y'all already know I just talked about it. If y'all haven't seen it, this is how it opens. And if you have seen it, the Christmas shopping is done. I'm thrilled to be done. And you have your retro glam coming, so that'll be another gift for you. And so if you've seen this, just bear with me because y'all know I always show these palettes for those who did not. And I am, do I want to lower this or not? Because I'm trying to see where my bosom is. Because I don't have one on. So it opens like this. You push this in, you hold this part. Well, some kind of way. Actually, usually I just use my thumb and push it in. And it slides out the palette. These were created for professional makeup artists, and then you turn it upside down and you slide this in, and that way you can just sit it on your table. And they designed this to be basic colors for light complexions, medium complexions, dark complexions. That's how they designed that one. And it's all matte because if you're on a photo shoot, I must be going to work on a photo shoot one day because I talk about photo shoots a lot and I haven't been on any yet. But I keep hearing myself say that. Yes, this is all matte. This is number one balance. What exactly is it called? And then you just push it again where it says Esom. On the back, it says Esom, the Artistry Palette, number one balance eyeshadow palette. And the PAO is 18 months. And so this is all matte because if you're on a photo shoot and they want an all matte look, having even a couple shimmers in a palette, we all know that sometimes the shimmers get into the mattes. And if you're up close and the bright lights and the cameras and all of that, you can see those specks of shimmer. So it's like, okay, this is an all matte look, but it has shimmer in it. So that's why they created these the way they did. But unfortunately, there are only 6 federally recognized holidays, yeah. And 4 of them happen within less than 2 months: Thanksgiving, Xmas, New Year's, and MLK Day. I need more. I know, right? You have a cart for looking healthy. That's it, says Janet. And so this is really nice. This is a wonderful palette. I was going to say packet. So I'm going to show you how you can move these around if you want to. Just how we pop that to get out of here. This is still here. And I always have trouble doing this. Because how we push that one in to get it out, this one you have to pull. And with my man hands. So we're pulling it, and then this comes out. So the whole thing comes out. And how you can change the shadows, and it has the numbers of the shadows on the back that I never look at. And so those are the pans. So 4 months to wait. And what you do, even with my little nubby fingers, you just push it up. I did not mean to do that. You just push it up, and that's how you can rearrange your palette. Just push it up, and as you see, it'll come out. And I gotta make sure I put it right way with the word, which way the letters are going. But that's how easy it is to rearrange these. Ooh. So if you do have it and you want to change it, or if you get both of them and you want to put some of the shimmers in here, and they're more like satin shades, then you can do that as well. So let's put this back in here. And so this just slides in. And if you want to put it back in here and sit it on your table, yeah, let's just go ahead and do that. Then you can. And it locks in. You hear that? So it's not going to come out. That's number one, balance. This is number 2, intensity. Esom, the Artistry Palette, number 2, intensity eyeshadow palette. Same deal. You just push it in, it slides out. This one is all satin. I'm just going to say satin. Some of these are really bright and it surprised me. This one is super bright. Some of these at the top are like super bright. And once I saw it, I could not unsee it. Because it's the same concept, fair skin, medium skin, dark skin. When you look at these together, each column is a look. So you have 3 mattes and 3 shimmers. And when I first did the look, I did this column from both palettes a look, and then the second one, then the third column. So going straight down was a look. So that's how I did my first 5 shades. Excuse me, my first 5 looks with these palettes, and then I hopped around in the palette. I do highly recommend these. People ask me, is it comparable to Viseart? Yes, I do believe the formula is very comparable to Viseart, and because of how easy it is to take them out and pop them out, if you wanted to mix your palettes, you can. Their number 3 palette, needless to say, these are top tier. Their number 3 palette is a pigment palette. So of course I didn't buy that one because I'm not able to wear pressed pigments, and I didn't get it for my kit either, because when I ask people, do you have any skin sensitivities, allergies, they usually say they don't know. So I'm not going to take the chance and have that in my kit. They also have a lip, one of these that's just lipsticks. I didn't get that either. And they have their sculpting palette I had purchased before. Everything in it works for me. They say is universal. It is not. And they tried to tell me on Instagram that use a certain type of brush. I'm like, if it's not dark, it ain't going to be dark. And so their sculpting one, their contour one is not universal. Everything works for me, and that's it. If you're deeper than me, it ain't going to work. So that kind of pisses me off. And for them to try to say, oh, you have to use a natural hair brush. Excuse me, my skin doesn't tolerate natural hair brushes, and I shouldn't have to use a specific brush to get a shadow to be darker when it ain't going to be darker anyway because it's not a dark shade. So that kind of pissed me off. But they also have a blush palette. So it is a good brand. Told y'all how good customer service is. So I do recommend it. So it is expensive. That's what I'm saying. If you want both of these and the mascara is really nice too. That would be the deal to get. Or just wait for a sale, which now everybody's having sales, and purchase their stuff. I think maybe now they have a 25% off, but their percentages off does not include. I'm spending a whole lot of time talking about Esom. Their percentages off doesn't include the bundles. Let's move on. Because y'all like, girl, you're going to talk about Esom for like 30 minutes. Excuse me. If you ever get permission, I would love to see one of your clients or friends with your makeup artistry. Somebody else asked me that. I think it was a couple days ago. The challenge with that is because I do a lot of work in the BDSM community, in the queer community, in the kink community, in the leather community. A lot of people are out within those communities, but they're not out publicly. And so that's why it's not even more pictures on my website. They'll say, yeah, you can post on FET because they're out on FET, but that their family don't know, their job don't know, their friends don't know, their vanilla friends don't know. And so if it is somebody, because I do always ask, can I post pictures? And if the answer is no, I know not to ask about a video. So that's the situation with that. Somebody else asked that the other day. Yeah, but if I do get permission, like I really would, I'm just trying to get more pictures for my website. So for each category, I have a few pictures, and then I have more coming soon. I don't know when soon is, but I do be asking people. We use this palette this month, MAC Hi-Fi Color Palette. I do recommend these 12 pens from MAC. They have Future Flames, and they have, which is red tone, but it's a lot of variety in there, and Unfiltered Nudes, which is like the taupees, the smoky palette. I do recommend those, excuse me for smacking, when they're on sale, and sometimes they're on sale at MAC, and also they're sold at Ulta. So if there's a 20% off coupon, I do highly recommend these. This one is Hi-Fi Color, and what I like is how sleek this is. It is slippery. It is slippery. What you see on the outside is what you see on the inside, and it does come with this shadow cover, and so label or me here. These are the names of the shadows. The only thing in here that does not work for me is chrome yellow. This does not want to pick up. It does not want to put down. It's not even hard pan. It just don't work. She's just here to be pretty. Other than that, this is carbon. This is a nice matte black. Everything in here works really well. I will say also with MAC, a lot of their shades are muted, and even with the Pride palette, it's a lot of shimmers in there, but they're more satin. But if you're okay with that, this is that shift that we all know and love right here, that green burgundy shift up there, but everything in here works really well. I'm going to do a beauty face off with this and Natasha Denona Circle Local palette because some of the shades may or may not be the same. The pink, the purple, you know, that type of thing, and the blue. But that'll be a fun video doing those two looks. And so this is Hi-Fi Color from MAC. I do highly recommend these. I really do. And MAC lasts a long time. Needless to say, top tier, even though I don't use it that much. While we're over here, I'm going to put this on all messages. I hate that the default is top messages. Subversive, the last mothership standing. And I'm doing this because I know down here I'm behind the chat. When I watch the replay, I'm not, so then it looks weird. Like, why am I holding it up there? Label or me here, didn't do labels. Where did I get this from? This, this right here. Because y'all know my other ones, I would just cut it so it would just be rectangular and I would put it in there so I can have the shade names. Because the shade names ain't nowhere on here. And Jasmine, the buffet witch, she was decluttering, well, not decluttering, but depotting some of her subversive shades. And I was like, oh, I said, you're not going to throw away the paper, are you? And she was like, no, you want it? I said, yes, please. And so this is how it came to me. So she had already cut it up nice and cute. And so, because for some reason, when I had this, that was before I thought, let me just cut the paper to fit in here because it was too big to fit in here. So I have that, and that was very exciting. And it's just so cute the way she cut it. So this is what subversive looks like. And when I was decluttering my motherships, I'm like, okay, which one is like really unique? My favorite of all time is, well, my favorites were the first three. Subliminal, which was the smoky one, the cool tone smoky one. And then Sublime, which was the second one that had that popping green in there. And this is the third one, Subversive. So the first three were my absolute favorites. You do that, you just haven't pulled the trigger. Yeah, stop. I'm hiding my trigger because my money is so weird right now. So surprisingly, even though Subversive was my #1 mothership that I loved, mostly because it surprised me because I don't like me in all cool tones, but they lean neutral on me. But when I did a look, one eye with Subliminal and one eye with, what did I use? Actually, Unfiltered News from MAC. People couldn't tell which was which. And there's more variety in that one. I don't even know which one I have, Sis Janet. And so this is the one, because when I was thinking, y'all know I've been on this journey with, everything have a place, everything, be unique to my stash, even though I do have some duplicates of the Lethal Shadows and different Lethal BYOBs. So when I was really like considering, okay, what's different, what to keep, what not to keep. And when I thought about Subliminal, even though that was my all-time favorite mothership, I can get those looks, with the exception of the Celestial Shades, the boldness of those, with Unfiltered News. And Unfiltered News has so much more variety in it. And so that's how I got rid of that one. But this is Subversive. I love it. Everything you're doing here is going to be smoky. This gold shade right here is Gigabyte. There is no dupe nowhere for Gigabyte. I've tried to find one, could not find one. But this is a nice smoky, and here's that same shift that we love, that burgundy green shift that we have probably like 10 times over in our palette at least. This is a nice black over here. And so this is the only one that made it because it was unique to my stash. Yes, I have other smoky palettes, but the color story combined with Gigabyte, for which I cannot find a dupe for. This is a dual chrome too. Excuse me for that glare. So it's orange, then it's pink, but then it kind of looks like it wants to go a little lavender or something, and I'm probably seeing things. But this is the one that stayed top tier, of course. And I do want to get to where all of my palettes are top tier. I'm not quite there yet. But everything I do have, I do love. All right, let's start from, move down to Natasha, the Lila palette. And I did mix up some of the Biba shades because this shade, and I don't remember this shade being in Biba, but when I looked online, this shade is different than the one that's there. So I don't know if it's This one, it's like a bright shade down here, so I don't know where this is from. But this is my Lila Well Loved. It is in my Macquarie store because this is one that I refreshed at the beginning of the sale. But I'm going to wait until January and swap them out. So we're going to be starting the new year fresh with Fresh Natasha's. Um, and I was wondering if that would be something that I would do like maybe like every 3 years because her palettes start to turn on me about the 3 year mark. Um, some do and some don't. Um, but yeah, if they're going to turn for me, they usually turn about the 3 year mark. And so because our end of year sales are always really good, I was thinking like maybe every 2 years, every 3 years, I'll just refresh um, her palettes that I really love. And so I did refresh this one. This has two dual chromes in it. This is a dual chrome, and this one right here is a dual chrome. But this is a beautiful palette. And what I like about this one, you have Decadent, Sunlit Seduction, and one of the holiday palettes. I was going to say, but yeah, the Mothership is my last pat. And I did have a couple of the holiday palettes. Sunlit Seduction was challenging for me. I did like Moonlit Seduction. Sunlit Seduction, the looks I did with Sunlit Seduction were very similar to looks I got with the MAC Future Flames. And I did a side-by-side beauty face-off, and some people couldn't tell the difference, and some people thought the MAC one was pat, and I'm like, nope. And so again with that, I'm like, I can do more with the MAC Future Flames to have more diversity in it and more variety in it than Sunlit Seduction. Look, hey, yeah, more accomplished. And so what surprises me about this one is because we want to say, okay, it's a purple palette. That's all you see. You just see purple. And we know she matches her packaging. But this is not just a purple palette. I posted all the looks I did in a slideshow on Instagram, and all the looks were not even purple. All of them weren't even pink. And it's because of like these shades right here and like this one up here, and then the dual chromes, which are really nice. And even though I really love this palette, I don't use it often, so I'm going to have to make it a point to do that because this is like a beautiful palette. And it will be easier for me to rotate through my stash with having only, 40-something palettes. If I do a look almost every day and then pair a couple palettes, I can use all of my palettes within 1 month. And so I don't know what that means for future roundups. Like if I do get to a point where I'm using almost every palette every month, it's like, okay, what else can I say that I haven't said already? I know this looks weird, me holding it up here. I did have Roxa, and I wasn't impressed with Roxa. It was something with the formula, and that was for me a purple palette. No matter what I did, even when I thought, because if I use these, this is not going to be a purple look. And looking in Roxa, whatever I did, it was purple. And I was just like, and I had Violet Thoughts from Notoriously Morbid. And I had this one. And I had other palettes. The Life and Death palette, I think. Did we use that? No, it's not. That's not the one. I think Rose from the Dead, which has like some rosy tones and purple tones. And so I'm thinking like I could do these looks with other stuff I already have. And I don't remember what I did with it. I don't know if I just gave it away. Or, oh, that's okay, Alexandria. It's okay. And I don't know if I gave it away. If I did, it would have been to Grace, because we know she's a purple palette connoisseur. Weekend was great, more accomplished. Tired from traveling. There's Joe. Reading comments. So yeah, so I got rid of it. I know I don't remember putting it in my Macquarie store. I'm pretty sure I just text somebody and was like, hey, would you like this palette? And I do that quite often. And y'all who have been here with me for like a year or so, y'all know I'm quick to be like, hey, if I look at a palette and I think who would like this, I'll text them and see if they want it. And if they want it, I just send it. I get rid of stuff. I get rid of a lot of stuff that I don't talk about. My town did this like game where you had to work in a team, and I got stuck with the corny couple. Like, I get y'all love each other and that's cute, but help me do the puzzle. Yeah. So I opted for this one. And and I thought maybe somebody thought this was a Pat palette because somebody came for me in the comments under my video of saying, how I felt about the Roxa palette. And we know, y'all, it's all about It is. And Rox is pretty too. But it just, and then some of the, yeah, and y'all know she was playing around with formulas and stuff too. So I wasn't feeling it. And then I'm like, I can do the looks with other stuff. So somebody came for me in the comments under my video, which y'all know made me laugh. She was saying, don't blame the palette because it's purple and it's not the palette's fault that you have 280 whatever other purple palettes. And then if you don't like, the new slick cream formula, the fabulous formula, blah, 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 blah. So y'all, she went all in. If you don't like this fabulous formula, then don't blame the palette. Y'all, I laughed my chunky ass off. I think I lost about like 2 pounds. I was laughing so hard. Skinny queen. If you just got married Monday and they couldn't. That'll wear off in about 6 months. And so it was funny to me because I'm just like, it's preference. If you don't like this fabulous formula and you prefer something else, and it's not, don't blame the palette. You have other purple palettes. So my first part of the comment back to her was, how could I blame a palette? The palette is what it was designed to be. So how can I blame a palette? So that to me was just like, any palette, anything we buy, it is what it was created to be. So I'm like, how can I be mad? How can I blame an inanimate object for being what it was created to be? That was my first comment. And then I put other stuff. And of course, I talk about preferences and formulas. And it was just so silly. And of course, I thanked her for commenting and watching because that helped my video in the algorithm. So of course, I did that. Thank you for the engagement. But she went smooth off in my comment section about the formula. And even with the formula, I'm like, it's preference. I do not really care for the slip cream, not the slip cream, that sparkling wet effect. Why is this red right here? And only one side. I would say my glasses, but wouldn't it be on both sides and not just one side of my nose? Yeah, so that was just like, and that's how people come for people with Pat. Be like, how can I blame a palette? That to me was, I'm gonna say it, that to me was stupid. How can I blame a palette? It is what it was created to be. And if I don't like the sparkling formula, wet effect, why are you butthurt? Because I don't like it. Like, anyway. But this is one that I refreshed because I really do enjoy it. I don't use it often. And the only reason I can think why I don't use it often is because of the color story. And no, I don't intentionally match my makeup to my clothes. But you're going to get something purple unless you kind of just stick with like these three and these two and maybe this one and even this one here. But other than that, you're going to get purple. So for people who get dressed first and then they want to match their face to their clothes, this isn't something they would pick up, I think. But I do really love it. And I call this the old school formula. I love this formula. I love this formula in here. And I really don't like the sparkling wet effect because it's just shiny and it's no color. So yes, this is top tier. Yeah, she went smooth off Eden. I was just like... Thank you for the engagement, but how can I blame an inanimate object such as a palette? It is what it was created to be. So that to me was just stupid. But yeah, she was real defensive. If you don't like that wonderful formula, well, for you it's wonderful. Apparently, I don't think so. Like, it's subjective and preference. So, like, why are you... It was funny, Eden. I laughed the whole time I was typing the comment because I was just like, this is so stupid. You like some, Natasha? I did not purchase the ones with the sparkly formula because I have watched reviews. It is like toppers, right? Yes, Alexandra, it is like toppers. Yeah. Some are way too invested in something that they get no residuals from. Exactly. Like, do you have a code? Like, why are you why are you going so hard for this palette? Was it a scavenger hunt? Oh, you're talking about the puzzle she had to do. Yeah, it was just crazy. I was laughing like, this is like, what? The seriously morbid life and death. And it's like, so what if I don't like somebody's favorite? It's makeup that washes off at the end of the day. It's just preference and it's subjective. So that's what I'm just like, and y'all hear me say that a lot. It's subjective and it's preference. But people be so... Like, did you buy stake in the company and I'm messing with your money? Like, what the hell? So this is life and death. This is probably the best I can do because it is reflective. This was their winter season palette last year. So you see the skull. down here and a person up here, and you see some flowers in the back. It shows you what should or should not have a shift, and they say which ones are lip safe or not. I do believe it was Michelle Davison that asked me to do a look with this palette. Yeah, they must be getting paid dividends, something, because she went hard, and I was just cracking up like, are you serious? Like, this is insane. This is a beautiful palette. Yeah, it's a palette that I move on, like, whoop-de-doo, I don't like it, yeah. And if I didn't have other purple palettes, and if I couldn't have done the looks I did with Roxa with the other purple palettes I had, then I would have kept it, even though I don't like the Sparkling Wet Effect formula. But it's just, I just had too much, and I looked over, like I did with Leela, when I pulled out all the Leela pictures and looked at all the looks. I'm like, I could do every one of these looks with something else I got. Like, I don't need this palette for that. But, yeah, so this is a beautiful palette. You have some brightness in here. Y'all, this shade right here is bright. These are, y'all know I really love this one because it's dark in that one. And I just got dizzy, y'all. Yeah, so this is the Life and Death palette. This is top tier. I don't use it often, and I don't know why. But now that I am down to 40-something palettes, I do think I'll be using more palettes more often. Yeah, so everything this month is top tier. I'm looking at this palette again. I must have rubbed this on something, like for real. Because I keep looking at this, and like their tags, like this is wrapped. You see how this whole piece is wrapped? This side is not, but this side is flaked up on the corner. Like, what the hell? Anyway, you have 45 pounds in one drawer. Tanya, I would really love for you for 2026 to do your inventory. And I think Julia, under one of my videos, had mentioned something about it too, that it's great that I do this. And it did take me time though, because I've been working on that for what, 2 years now? And I'm just now getting to where I'm really comfortable. And I remember saying my sweet spot with mid-60s, but the mid-40s feels really good, because I'm like, I will use almost all of these every month. You know what I'm saying? And so that's a good feeling, because y'all know I love stuff to be used. What you could do, and not that you asked me, okay, so you can disregard everything I'm saying, and I don't like unsolicited advice, and so you can just be like, Dion, fuck you, shut the hell up. Take out each brand and look at the palettes and decide, okay, which ones is a definite keeper, which ones I'm ambivalent about, and which ones I wouldn't miss if they were gone. So that could be the beginning, and use that for each brand. Just pull them all out, sit down, open them, look at them, and make decisions. And that's one of the things that I had did too. And sometimes I look over at stuff and be like, oh, you're still here? So if I know it's something I won't miss, I'm like, why is it here? But that could be a start. Oh, Janet has more than 45 you haven't tried yet. What I appreciate though about you, Jen, is you do use your palettes, and I be seeing them on Instagram, and I like how I didn't know in the beginning that that's what you did, but you had said like each week, like each 3 or 4 pictures is from the same palette, and I love that, because I do swatch parties here with y'all, and then I do I bust out looks and use the whole palette, and so I do love that you do that, because so it's not like you get stuff and you just never use it, because when you use it, you do use it. I'm working on getting down to 52 palettes. It's like realistically 1 a week. That would be, yeah, because 52 weeks in a year. Okay, I missed something about muted. Oh, and my first request as a member, and it's important because I did it today. I want you to do a muted Christmas look with bright liner. My YouTube swag that I had said I was going to keep here to write members' requests in. Janet's request, I believe we're doing tomorrow. And next Tuesday is Michelle's request, not Davison, the other Michelle. And I had a note named for throat organism, so I'm going to write Bruce on here. That's a good one, because that's like, who Bruce? There is a comedian named Bruce, but his stage name is actually Bruce Bruce. So it's like saying it twice. I don't know why. And today is December 1st. Y'all, this is crazy. Like, where did this year go? So we're going to start a fresh page. Well, actually, We can put that under Bruce. We're going to draw a line. Put today's date, 12/1, Skinny Queen. Thank you so much for joining. You are now an official Troll Can, Skinny Queen. Muted Christmas look. Ugh. You know what? That might be good for the Pride palette because those are mostly satins. Like there's only a few shades in there that's bold. Do you want a particular color story, Skinny Queen? Muted Christmas look with bright liner. Any particular colors? Because if not, I'll just make something up. With bright liner. Those I get the worst. So here's your request right here. With a bold liner. Bright liner. Bright liner. I did write that right. Oh, there you go. You did say it. Sage and garnet. Is garnet like a reddish type tone? I'll Google it. Because y'all know. Y'all know me with colors. I'm going to Google garnet and see what it looks like. So I put sage and garnet. I'm slow, but I use all the shades. And I respect that for real. Because I just have this thing where I just want stuff to be used. I have become that person. The Blend Bunny blush palette and the Blend Bunny... it doesn't say highlight palette, but it's something that goes with the blush palette. I have not opened those yet. And I purchased them before I really thought about it because they were really pretty. And I'm like, oh, that'll be really nice for my kit. But I don't use a lot of blushes. And I do have blushes already in my kit. And so the PAO was only 12 months. And so I'm like, I'm not going to open these yet until I know I'm going to get a lot of use out of them. Because I do already have blushes in my kit and highlighters in my kit that I seldom use. So that's why I didn't open those yet. But I have become that person that buys something. And how long ago did I buy that? And I quick quality check and package it back up. Poker Face Troll Queen. Poker Face. Oh, did I do something? When I was at Academy, y'all. I was sitting down talking to someone because I was checking on them because of something that happened earlier that day. So we were sitting down just talking, chit-chatting, right? And then this other person just walked. Y'all, it was 11:30 at night. I was going to say, is there something red on my lip? And it's like a red mark right here. I'd be so distracted looking at my face. Like, what the hell? So we were sitting down talking. It's like 11:30 at night, right? So another student came walking over. In Academy, the days are long. Breakfast 7:30, and it might go till 10:30 at night. So it's like they'd be like, "Yeah, I'm gonna just crash out." So me and this dude sitting there talking, and this other student walks up, and so he's standing there. And so I was still, talking to the dude that I was talking to, but then I'm kind of looking, and then the dude I was talking to responded back to me, but I kept looking at him like, "Why is he here? It's 11:30 at night. Why are you wandering around the hotel?" And because I was just like, why are you here? Like, two people sitting out having a conversation. Like, why are you standing there? And so then I started questioning how much to say or not to say, because we were really like having a conversation about something specific. And so the next day I asked the guy a question about the dude, and he said, yeah, I was looking at you and I wanted to tell you fix your face. And I'm like, oh shit. I said, really? He was like, yeah, I wanted to tell you fix your face. Because I said, I was looking. He said, yeah, I saw you. I wanted to tell you fix your face. And look, I thought my face was neutral, but I was just like, and that's probably what it was. And I'm thinking my face is neutral, but I'm sure it wasn't. And he was like, yeah, I wanted to tell you fix your face. 11:30 at night, dude. Why are you roaming around the hotel? He's all this shit. Poker face, troll. Sometimes I think it is. Be a crazy ho 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 Xmas Christmas. Our family dinner this year. I talked about this in the members live last night. It's the Grinch theme again. And so I was wondering like how much I wanted to do, if I wanted to do the Grinch again or not. And then like the next day, I had a thought, like, that's when I last saw my cousin's father-in-law, the one that passed away recently. And I broke down crying all over again. Like, he just passed last week. I was just like, fuck. So then I was like, do I still even want to go to the dinner? Because I am going to think about that. And I don't want to be Debbie Downer or be sad or, end up crying or whatever. So then I'm like, do I not want to go? But then it turns out I'm supposed to be working at the Playhouse that night. So I'm just like, oh, okay. So that worked itself out. But if they cancel at the Playhouse, I'm going to have to decide, like, do I still want to go to the family dinner? Yeah, y'all, I just bust out, started bawling. And I'm just like, damn. Because I hadn't cried in like 2 weeks. At first, I cried a few times every day, and then it kind of weaned off. But I was just like, damn, like, I am still fucked up over that. Like, that was the last time I saw him. Was at the family dinner last year. Okay, let me get my little notepad again. Sage, garnet, gold, and silver, and white liner. And I do have a white liner. I have a white water activated liner. Garnet is like a deep red in your world. So I'm going to write deep red. I am still going to Google what it looks like just to see how close I can get to it with what I have. So sage, garnet, whoo, gold. Oh, I just froze up on this end. Gold and silver. This is going to be muted except for the garnet shade. You know what would be good for this? Is the retro glam palette. Something funny keeps happening on my end. I hope YouTube is not acting up. And white liner with white liner. Sorry, I'm writing it down. Yeah, y'all, I started bawling. I was just like, oh my God. You started separating yours, Alsa's Alexandria. So the ones I use and don't like, I can pass on. It will take forever. But you know what? The thing for me was just starting. And just, every few days, just go back to it. Because every day, I'm like, I can't do this every day. Because it would have been like too overwhelming. But like every 3 or 4 days, I would get back to it. And plus, because I had little piles of palettes and I don't like clutter. So that was like, girl, you need to get rid of this stuff because you got just stuff everywhere looking crazy. Alex, my palettes, says Jill, are all in shelves in alphabetical order. So forever, but it's satisfied by OCD. See, my thing with that, and it's amazing how OCD is different for different people. Because even if I put them in alphabetical order, if the palettes aren't the same size, that would throw my brain off. Because I like stuff to look consistent. But on my inventory sheet, they are in brand order and alphabetical order. But as far as like storing them, I store according to size, which means not in alphabetical order, except if it's my lethal, because those are all 12-pan BYOPs. But yeah, that's cool. Joe, mine went on shelf so I can see them. Yeah, I need to see them use them. And that's why I like Joe. All of my stuff is right here. Because I don't have to, when I used to have stuff in drawers and on bookcases, I would take out stuff, look and be like, oh man, I forgot such and such, and that's in the other room in the drawer or in the bookcase, da da da. And I do like having everything here. Excuse me, under my short for my palette storage, someone did say if it were them, they would have shelving that open to the right. And so I'm guessing she meant on that side, because she did put on the right question mark where they opened out, and I can put my lashes in there, the gems in there, and all of that. And so I'm like, that's a great idea. I don't have room for it. And I even put the dimensions of my bistro table, which is where all of my stuff is. So I really don't have any more space to put anything. And if it pulled out to the right, I would still have to get up to go get it, which if I'm going to get up, go get it, just, dip down and get them that's over there. You know what I'm saying? But his nickname is HS was Faces, not good. Like, oh, your nickname in high school was Faces. What? My nickname in the last half of 8th grade, because we moved, and so I had to switch schools over the Christmas break. So I started a new school after Christmas break, 8th grade, and they nicknamed me Snoopy because I'm light skinned with a big nose. That's what I would say from now on. Fix your face. He was like, yeah, I saw you. I wanted to say fix your face. I was like, damn, really? He was like, yeah. I was like, oh, shit. Because I thought it was neutral. I was like, damn. And the thing is, like, is that when I'm looking at somebody like that, they don't get it. but the person I'm talking to, they get it. So it's like, so you just can't read people because other people be like, and then if it's more than one person that I'm talking to, when something happens, they might poke me, or they'll look at me and be like, and I'd be like, oh, okay, let me fix my face. So they'll do something where I'm like, okay, that means fix my face. So this dude just, but there are some people that don't, they just. And the dude I was talking to, he just met me at academy. He was one of the students, so it's not like he knew me that well. But that quick, he was like, yeah, she needed. I would have stopped mid convo and been like, do you need help? I wanted to, but the dude had started talking, and I didn't want to. I was just like, okay, how do I say that without interrupting? Because we were having like a for real serious conversation. So I didn't want to be like, hold that thought. Excuse me, can I help? You know what I mean? So I was like thinking of all these different things. And I was also thinking about, okay, how much more are we really going to be in this conversation? Because you know how people talk, you walk into a room and get quiet. And so like we didn't stop talking, but in my mind I'm like, okay, how, like, are we going to kind of backtrack and keep it over here, or are we still going to keep digging deep? Because it was a deep conversation. And so it was like all these thoughts are going through my head while I'm looking at him like, why are you standing? It's 11:30, go to your room, go to sleep. Like, what the hell? You know what, Janet, don't be sorry. And you know what's funny, I've always accepted my features. So they called me Snoopy and I would answer to it. And so when people try to bully you, if you don't fall for it, it backfires. And so they be like, Snoopy, I'd be like, yeah, what's up? And this one person like, damn, like she answers. I'm like, yeah, I'm light skinned. I know I got a big nose. Like, what's the big deal? So after like 3 weeks, they stopped calling me Snoopy because they weren't getting the reaction that they thought. I didn't get mad. I didn't get sad. I didn't get pissed off. I was just like, what's up? Oh, did you call me? You want something? 3 weeks tops, they stopped calling me that. I'm just like, what? I know I'm light skinned with a big nose. So that turned out to be funny because they stopped, and so then they started calling me by my name. I'm like, y'all wusses at being bullies. They just gave up. We should cherish our time with our loved ones. Yeah, and I do want to go, but I'm just, well, now I'm supposed to be working, but I have a feeling they're going to cancel it because who's going to come to a class on Christmas Eve? But then some people might because everybody doesn't have family. Cry as much as you need to, Dion. Oh, I do. When it comes, as long as I'm home. Like if I'm driving and I feel like I'm gonna cry, I don't, because I'm not gonna be able to see if my eyes are teary. So I will hold it till I come home. But yeah, I do feel my feelings for real. It's freezing really fast and then continuing. It's been doing that on this end too. So let me get through the video. I have to have them together by brand. And mine's are by brand and by size. By brand. This is my hourglass. My little hourglass case. So my 3 finishing powders, the recent palette that I purchased, and my face palette. Yeah. Yeah. This is my house labs. Bronzers, and this is here because it don't fit. Bronzers, blushes, and highlighters. So yeah, I get what you're saying. Yep. Everything nice and neat. Your nickname was Roro, says Joe. I really like my makeup layout. Thank you, Eden. Yeah, everything, and because it's in the shorter thing and not that tall one, yeah. Because the taller one, the shorter palettes, I wouldn't have been able to see, but I can actually see every palette, which is really cool. Hey, Beats by Don'ta, how are you tonight? Why did they call you Roro, Joe? Or just because it was like, was it like the Scooby-Doo thing? Like one of those? All right, so y'all, we only had 11 palettes, and I'm just like going off on tangents. This is from the Spellcast Beauty Side of Notoriously Morbid. This is Dark Side of the Rainbow. Aren't my eyes pretty? I wish I could bat them. This is the other side. As usual, shows you which should have the shifts, and it says underneath if they're lip safe or not. This is a beautiful palette. Label Who Are Me. Yep. This is this palette. They have a light side of the rainbow that I thought about getting because I really like the formula in here. But then I said no. So the lighter side, the light side of the rainbow, like these were lighter in tone. And I'm like, no, because that I wouldn't even probably use those much. And so we have the 4 mattes and then these. These are the formula that I like. All of these are so friggin' smooth. None of them are flaky. This is that typical shift we all love, one of these two. the burgundy and green, and the other one we love, the purple and red. Y'all, I have this in at least like 5 different palettes, but it is so pretty, and this is bright. But then when it shifts, it's like, man, look at these shades. And so this is Dark Side of the Rainbow that I did purchase, quote unquote purchase. Thank you for those of you who use my code, because they do credit versus money. And so when I said I purchased it, I'm using credits to get it. Yeah, that is really pretty. I'm doing okay. I'm a little wired on Mountain Dew. That's why I'm talking so much about stuff other than why we're here, which is the palettes. Cousin Roberta Spice Cider. Cousin Roberta came from Janessa. Spice Cider came from Michelle when I asked the members to help me name it. And yes, you can see fingerprints on here. Am I greasy? Am I oily? So this is the color story. So what I did was, excuse me, I had been thinking for a long time to get rid of Velvet Dusk, and it was that 6-pan palette. So I rearranged some stuff. So I took some of the, I don't remember what it is, but I did put it in my Macquarie store, and I did put where the shadows were from. Some were from, what was Teresa's Dead's palette? Her palette, and some were from Velvet Dusk. I don't know what that knock was. Did y'all hear that? What the fuck was that? Did y'all hear that? And so this is what we were left with. That same shift we know and love. That green and then it turns brown. Look at that. We have that one. And even this one, it's not quite that purple like the previous palette, but we have these like 1,000 times over. This is very bright. And so members helped me name this one too. You did eat it. I know. And I'm like, what the fuck is that? That's my kitchen over there. I'm just like. So Cousin Roberta Spice Cider, top tier. Natasha Denona Xenon palette. This does have at least 4 retro glam shades. My kitchen I think my kitchen is aligned to the kitchen, to the apartment over there, because now I hear them like moving dishes, like the clang clang clangs, and I heard footsteps. Like how heavy are you walking? I think they're putting dishes away because I hear stuff clanking. Y'all, it always amazes me when I hear my neighbors, because there's firewalls in between the apartments, and so I never heard my neighbors except in my bedroom. Every other weekend, boom, 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 and I'm just like, y'all got a schedule. That's the only time I would hear my neighbors, and so these people, and now I hear them talking. They're loud because I ain't never hear my neighbors over there before until they moved in. And sometimes I'm like, are they arguing? I think they just be having a conversation. They're just loud. I'm just like, but I ain't never hear my neighbors over there until they moved in. Yeah, but in the bedroom, and this was before these people moved in. People moving in and out of here quick because the rent is so fucking high. They're like, oh no, we ain't staying here. But yeah, like it just froze up again. Like every second Saturday or whatever, boom, boom, boom. And then it would go. And then it would just stop. And I'm just like, damn, that wasn't even long. Like, it would be. That would be it. That would be it. And I'd be like, girl, I feel bad for you. Because it would wake me up, but it'd be over so quick, I go right back to sleep. I lie to y'all not. I was just like, looking at the wall, like, at least move the headboard away from the wall. Yeah, 10-second wonder. At least move the bed away from the wall or the headboard or whatever. It was so crazy. Every 2 weeks on like a Saturday night. That was crazy. So whoever was there before them, that's not what happened. You should have made up a rap beat when it was doing it. Hold that thought. Excuse me, sir. Are you good? I know, right? Oh my gosh. And it's funny that Donna came in beats by Donna, because we're talking about beats now. Yeah, that. All right. So see, Don, I do know this and this are from Retro Glam. This is from, and I have it on here. Like which ones are from where. So where you see, where you might not see, not that it matters. So I put these are the Natasha Denona shades, and so where I put the slash and this is the Retro Glam shade. So 5? Oh no, 4, because this just says slash Retro Glam. It froze up again. So yeah, there's 4 Retro Glam shades in here. So what I was wondering is when I refresh them, am I going to mix them up again? And I don't think I am, just for ease of saying this is whatever palette that it is. But yeah, this one and this one are Retro Glam, and I believe this one and this one are Retro Glam. But I really like this palette, and I did I think at least 6 looks with it before I switched it up, because people were like, oh, I only get 2 looks out of this palette. If you do the YouTubers way, you will. But what I liked about this was it challenged me and motivated me to do something different than my regular looks, because that's the only way you're going to get different looks out of here, because it is a grayscale palette. Mine is the Retro Glam shades. It is very grayscale. Thank you, Eden. Cool tones that lean neutral, I'm cool with, but just all cool tones, they make me look a little dusty. Hey Michelle, I know, what a night. And so it is a grayscale palette. These 2 are blue based. This one says it's black, but this one to me looks like it's blue based too. Beat my face and not make bees. But if one more man plays with me, I'm going to drop a disc. Go ahead, drop that mixtape, that disc mixtape. I'll buy it. And so it challenged me and motivated me to do something different, try different shapes and do different designs. And my inspiration came from the pictures that Natasha did. So my looks, of course, did not look like hers at all. But you can see the inspiration. But it was really cool just to try new things. And so maybe I'll do it again when I refresh it. I'm not sure. Because I do think if I redid the looks, those first 5 or 6 looks, I do believe they'll be better, because I've grown in, my artistry and in doing different shapes and gems and all of that stuff. But yeah, this is one of those sparkling wet effects. I did keep it in there. This, I think, is a sparkling wet effect. This is just really bright, and they are soft. So you see the dips in them. And it's not because I use them more than others. It's just that they're soft shades. But that one was actually okay. That's stellar. And it is super, super friggin' bright. Sparkling wet effect white, this says, even though it looks gray to my eye. But yeah, it is super bright. And super ionic, I chose to keep in here too, which is sparkling foiled silver with multicolor specks. I don't see multicolor specks when I use this. But it's just a bright, super shine. And so, but those 2, I did keep them. Hey, Sarah, Princess Sarah. And so, yeah, the other ones I took out of here. Okay, we got 2 more. Nightmare palette, which I done showed y'all. Like, I don't know why that's looking like that and why this is, like, jacked up in that corner. But my concern with this palette was, shows you what should have shifts, what has sparkles, whatever. My concern with this one, because they do hand press, I'm like, I lie to you now. When I first opened it, I expected one of these shades to be sitting on here upside down. I expected the same thing on the other side. I said, I'm going to lift this up, and these shades are going to be sitting on top of here. They are not. They're densely packed, but not in a way where they're not usable. And so I really love how they did this palette, and it's smaller than I thought. Like, look at my hand. Like, this is the palm, not the palm, but this part. This is like, I do have man hands, but this is like smaller than my whole hand. But I do like it that it's compact, and I love this palette. The first look, one eye was these 6, the other eye was these 6. The next look, these 6 right here, these 2 columns, and the next look was these 6, because I just wanted to get it done, because I was excited about it. Reminds me of the green-black shade from Midnight Sun. She's a soft girl. Yeah, some of them are super soft. And I remember one of them, I forget which one it was, and you were like, oh, she used this a lot. I'm thinking, no, I didn't. It's just a soft shade. Yeah, some of them are, it might have been. And I do believe it was a greenish shade, a green shimmer. I forget the name of it though. I'm already blind, so if I cry while driving, I'm gonna be. Yeah, and I wear glasses to help me see distance, and so I'm like, I gotta, hold this till I get home. Hold this until I get home. Oh, Michelle's sent you a message, Sarah, hoping that you were okay, doing better. Treatment, yeah, y'all. I was gonna say something, but that's not my story. So this shade was super bright. Did that video air yet? It was either this shade or this one. That when I took this brush that y'all know I love, this angle one from here, I went, God damn, that sucker was bright and bold. I was like, I was shooketh because I didn't expect it. So it was either this one or it was this one. I was like, I was speechless for like 25 seconds. So I don't know if that aired yet, but I was like, whew. But yeah, these are nice. If you have to have mattes, you only got 4 in this palette. But so all 6 shimmer metallics. This one gave me some fallout. This one has a lot of sparkles in it, but it's not messy. This is not a messy palette. So like, I don't know how they did it. And even having this there, like when I open it, this does not have a lot of this on here. And so whatever press method they used, they need to do that for all their formulas that they hand press. But yeah, these are not fragile at all. And I am in love with this palette already. Like, this is beautiful. When I saw it, I was like, ooh. It was beautiful. I keep freezing. Oh, we got one more, y'all, and then we're just going to recap what I used, and then we're going to go. Lady of Shalott, this is from Spellcast Beauty side of the brand. This is the one, yeah, I was hoping Janessa was going to be like, oh, blah, blah, blah. She's like, oh, you look pretty looks with that one. I said, well, I guess I'm buying it. They had a lighter color story one. This is by far their largest palette, 30 pans. They had a lighter palette. And at first I thought get them both for my kit because that would be everything I need, but it's a 12-month PAO. And when it first came out, I had message saying, what's the PAO? And she said 12 months, but you can keep it longer. I said, not in Pro Kit, you can't. And so I didn't buy them for my kit. And so I did break down and get this one for me. The lighter one is no longer on the website. This one is still on the website. This, yeah, and we did run through it. I confused myself. The first look, we did these 9 shades on one eye and these 9 on the other eye, but then I lost track somewhere of what I did or did not use. And then we did a look with this row, and for Tanya and Kay's look, the Glam Thanksgiving one, we used this bottom row. So we ran through this pretty quick. You didn't get to finish. Oh, you talking about the I was like, I feel sorry for you, girl. So all of these are top tier this month. Like these, and looking at these palettes, all of them have their own vibe. And that's what I wanted, was everything to have their own vibe, everything to have a purpose, everything to be unique. And I see this in what I used last month. So we have Lady of Shalott, Spellcast Beauty, Notoriously Morbid, the Nightmare palette. Y'all, this palette is nice. This palette is nice. Xenon with some retro glam shades in it from Natasha Denona that is going to be refreshed in the new year. Cousin Roberta Spice Cider. Notoriously Morbid Spellcast Beauty side, Dark Side of the Rainbow, Life and Death from Notoriously Morbid. Leela from Natasha Denona. Subversive from Pat McGrath. I do highly recommend. They have 3 of these. Hi-Fi Color, Unfiltered Nudes, and Future Flames. I do recommend those, like, for real. Yeah, so we used that last month. And our 2 ESOMs, number 1 Balance, the matte one, number 2 Intensity, which is all shimmer satin. And if you can wear pressed pigments, check that one out. So it's very colorful. It is very beautiful, but like my eyes is like, nah, we not messing with pressed pigments. So that's our roundup that we used in November. I can say I am very pleased. It's only 11 palettes, but there's a lot here. Like everything is different and has a place. And so I do really like that for me, because I do always say I want a curated stash. And so that'll be it for tonight, y'all. Thank you, Skinny Queen. And I have your request down on the paper. So we're going to schedule that in. I do know sage is like kind of a greenish type shade, but I'm going to Google it just to make sure I get as close as possible. Sage, garnet, gold and silver with white liner. That is very. Do you have a preference for lip color before we go, Skinny Queen? I'm thinking just a gloss because you do want it to be muted. Why are you messing with me? You know I don't do. I didn't do glam either or lashes. I did all of that. Don't forget to contact me, Joe, and Eden as well, so I can get your palettes out to you. And so that'll be it for tonight. Yeah, everybody have a good night. Congratulations to the winners. Thank you, Skinny Queen, for joining. You are now an official Trollkin and made a request already, and it is written down on the paper. And we talked about all of these wonderful palettes. I was trying to pick them up and they slid. Okay, I'm not going to pick them up. Yeah, so we're going to go. Thank you for being here. Thank you, replay crew. You know that you rock. I laugh every time now Janessa says that because we be saying each other's phrases when I belch. I'm like, pretty girl, which was her thing. So yeah, we're going to go. Everybody have a good week. Yes, Sarah. I know. I feel you. I hear you. Because when I got to take, oh, yeah, anything different that I take, chances are I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna be knocked out. But I'm glad you're doing okay. A gloss with a slight red tint. This is kind of a purple tint. This is brown. This is deep brown with red undertones. It says my label here. This one is plum with red scatter pearl, but honestly, neither one of them show up. You're welcome, Sarah. Slight red tint. I'll use this one because this one seems to be more brown. So I'll put this one over here and write it on the paper. That's perfect. Okay. And this one is from MAC, their Lip Glass Air, the non-sticky lip glasses, because I hated them back in the day. They were so sticky. And this one is called Sublime. And so I'm going to put that here and then write that on the list and then put it back home. So thank you, everybody, for being here. I appreciate your time. Everybody stay safe. If you did not participate in the mass blackout, no judgment. And yeah, I think they opened back up because they didn't want to miss that money. Y'all know everything goes back to the money. So everybody have a good night, good morning, good day, wherever you are in the world. Thank you to the replay crew. Thank you for those of you who came later in the live that circled back. I do appreciate that. And that'll be it for today. And we will be here tomorrow to do Janice look. So that's going to be fun to do. So everyone have a good night. As always, self-acceptance, self-love. That is the Crazy Troll Nation way. Thank you and good night. Bye, everybody.